Welcome to the Everything Yachting YouTube channel. Our goal is to help yacht buyers, yacht owners, and yacht sellers through interesting, educational, and informative discussions on topics that are anything and everything yachting related.
All right, welcome back. We've transitioned now to the upper helm again on our 2020 66E Magic, and we're getting ready to take control of the boat up here at our upper helm. Our mates Summer and Tina are here to help us and let them understand exactly what we have to do to transition control from our lower station to our upper station, as well as to power up our thrusters, our bow and stern thruster, and get the boat ready to depart the dock. So from here, you'll notice it on the controls. So the same set of controls that we had down below when we talked about, taking command. Now you can see that it's flashing. So that means that this station is inactive. So if somebody came in and put the boat forward, raised the RPMs, nothing happens. So if I've got control of the boat down there, no one can circumvent that. So somebody can't accidentally bump a throttle or something like that. Consequently, if someone's running the boat up top and you happen to be down below and you bump a throttle, no harm, no foul. The only thing is that it has to be in neutral. It has to be, this is an important one, it has to be in neutral to take control. Okay. If I have it here and I try to take control, nothing will happen. It won't allow me to take control. It says nope, because it would take control and say, oh, go forward. So it must be in neutral for us to take. And to take control, all we do is double tap this control, and you can see that now this one stops flashing and it's here. So now we have all neutral, yes? So remember we talked about forwards or back, and being able to make the boat go forwards or backwards with these throttles. One click forward, it goes forward. Back to neutral, one click back, it goes into reverse. From there, the boat is now ready for us to start to move here, because I now have control in this position. If you guys are the one running the boat, what I typically do at this point is to make sure that the dock is clear. I don't have anyone dealing with lines or fenders, that I don't have anyone standing on the swim platform, and all I'm going to do is click the boat in from neutral to forward, and then forward back to neutral, and then into reverse. The only thing I'm doing is confirming before I want to leave the dock that everything's working. So all I'm going to do is, you'll see I go forward, and I felt the boat go into gear. Did you feel that little bump in your tailbone and in your feet, right? So you felt the boat go forward. So that was this engine. If I put it in reverse, all I do is go back, and I feel the same thing. I hear the engine, I feel the engine, I feel a turn of the prop. I've confirmed now that my port engine is ready in all ways. It's neutral, it's forward, and it's reverse. Same thing here. I'm making sure that it goes forward. Did you hear that little bitty change? So the better you get at this, you can put it in gear and put it back, and it all of a sudden it spins the prop like one time. So it just barely moves the boat forward. All I'm doing is confirming that it is going to go into gear and it is going to work. So now we're confirming that that system works. These little things right next to it, these are thruster controls. A thruster is in the bow of the boat and in the stern of the boat. It's a little motor that pushes the bow one way or the other, or a little motor in the back of the boat that pushes the stern one way or another. All you do is push the button, hold it, and you'll see two green lights that come on. This particular control has our two green lights. One is bow, one is stern. Now you can see these little joysticks. If I push this button that way, it makes the bow go that way. So if you look forward at the bow, you can see that the bow goes that way. If I push it the other way, the bow goes the other way. So all I'm doing is confirming that it's working. The stern is not move the boat as much, because we've talked about the strut keels on a Marlowe. We have a whole lot more things hanging underneath the boat, props, shafts, rudders, and keels. So that doesn't allow the stern of the boat to move nearly as much as the bow. So the bow is much more efficient, that thruster, at pushing the boat sideways. But now I confirm that my stern thruster, you don't feel as much movement, but you can kind of feel it, you can kind of hear it. So again, everything becomes sensory awareness. I'm sensing the vibration in my feet, the vibration in my tail from the seat I'm sitting in. Is it working? Great. That's all I'm doing. I'm trying to confirm that it works. Now we go, okay, we're just about ready to finally get to the point of releasing the lines and leaving. It's been a whole long build up to this, but normally I'm planning 30 minutes, 20 minutes, ahead of departure time. So I start slowly getting that stuff ready, have a glass of water or something like that. You can hear our marine radios are on, so we know that those are working. Next thing is going to be our remote. Now, there's several different companies that make remotes. This just happens to be our yacht controller. So again, different companies have different procedures, but in the yacht controller, you have to power on the remote. So we have a power button here. If we hold that power button down, you'll see that these little lights are going to light up. So you see the lights lit up, and now they're a solid color. They're telling me that, okay, that's a battery indicator, and it's telling me that the batteries are good. Point of note, I normally change the batteries just like we would our smoke detectors at home. Every time the time changes, I change the batteries inside this remote. Just for giggles. I don't think that they're anywhere close to being dead, because I've been on a lot of boats that this has been sitting there for years and I still use it and it's just fine. But if I'm running the boat, every time I change smoke detector batteries, I'm changing the remote batteries, because this is an important little piece of equipment that we're going to use. Now from here, they have a little star button up in the side, and that little star button is just allowing us to take control. You remember how we had to hit take here? So we have to take control here. So when I push this little take button, you can see that things start flashing. So you see the quick flashers, little quick flashing lights there. That means that this is now talking to here. There's a third level of security in these systems. One is that you have to turn on the power and connect to it here. Two is that this has to already be powered up. You have to have taken power here. And three is this little green button you push on, you see it turn green, and then there's a black button that you have to push there a couple times. You hear it go beep, 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 and turn solid.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now this went away, and I just took control of the boat with this. So remember, we had control of the boat here. Now it was here and the thrusters, right? Now I have control of the entire boat in this little wireless remote. So this is my port engine. This is my starboard engine. We talked about forwards and backwards, right? We talked about thrusters. So now that I have taken control here, I want to make sure that I have control of the boat here. So I do the exact same thing that we did before. My stern thruster, my bow thruster you just felt, and the same thing with the engines. I'm trying to make sure. Did you feel that in your tail? So all I did was hit that little button to make sure that yes, I have control. Now I have control here. We're finally ready to get to the point of leaving. So now we'll take a break, we'll head down to the side of the boat and start to get ready to take our lines off and get ready to make way. Great, we'll be back in just a minute. Thanks.
Thanks for joining us at Everything Yachting. I hope you've enjoyed diving into the yachting world today. If you've enjoyed or learned something, please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more. Until next time, my friends, healthy families, happy memories, and may fair winds and smooth seas guide your future yachting adventures.